Name's Jonathan Swartz. Got top 8 at my local OTS championship at No Limit Gaming up in Kettering, Ohio. Did pretty well. Unfortunately, just got luck sacked a wee bit, but I also misplayed a bit. But it's like it more so mattered in top 8 where I got really heavily hit by 4 hand traps game 1, and then just he just had perfect hand game 2. But it is what it is with this format. So I was playing Snake Eye Fiendsmith, made his deck die in a month. Because my god, this deck has committed too many war crimes. It has made Vegeta connection to a Geneva suggestion. So let's start with the profile. Obviously, we start off with the powerful 12. My god, why do we have this many one-card starters or ways to get starters? Freaking Ash has been a powerhouse since it came out in Agoff. The Bowser's with Agoff. This thing is crazy. I got them Euroed as well at a good price. It was insane of what they have caused. Like, that's obviously going to be the standard 12 no matter what. Other standard things include 2 Poplar. This card is crazy. Original OS has been crazy. Elk is God. We may get banned. Tempo is always good. DBL Search is always good. Flammers never draw these two together. Out of all my time today, I've only drawn both of them once. This thing more times than anyone else in singles. Now we go to Electric Boogaloo number 2 of why this deck should not exist anymore. But powerful. These guys are just insane. We're going to ignore that one for now. But this is insane. I do cite out like 1 or 2 of these going second depending on the matchup. I normally take out 1 because like I want to be able to hand up my opponent more so than actually have an extender. Because like more likely anyway, 2 should do the job anyway. You put back 1, just keep recycling it with itself. Requiem just keeps bringing it up the other one. You can probably get away with 2, but 3 just so you can see it more often. It's too powerful for no reason. Best case what I ever did. So now we go to the interesting tech. I saw Nesh do this. I didn't hate it. And it's actually pretty insane for what you can do. Foolish Burial Goods and Blackout. I didn't get to Foolish Burial Goods Blackout at all today, but in practice it's really good. I can call Chandra, call not Flammers because it's activating Grave, or I can just set it and also activate it. But one good thing about Goods, if they Impervail or Ash, you have 4 hand traps. You have Goods in hand. Send it, link this off, send this, Burial of Goods. We dump OSS, put this back into the deck, and then we summon. But then we add Popper hand, Popper effect. This feels about. We don't get to the most impressive board, but for the fact that I don't get stopped immediately is really nice. It's like it's not gonna be the most most playthrough board ever, but the fact that like you can also do a lot of other things. If you do, let's say you don't need that scenario, you can also just dump OSS for like that scenario over there, or you can also dump. Where is it? Wanted. That way you can just wanted draw because it's always good, or just for the sake of like just getting out of the way if you always open this. Like even though I didn't open this with do this with 4 Very Goods, one hilarious moment I did, I was playing this Fiends with Snake Eye. He had a board of IP, Mannequin Cat, Sprint. So I summoned Druid's Worm. He Mannequin Cat. I did misplay here, but if for what I did was cracked if I played it correctly. Because if set 2 did not matter as much if I played it correctly. But I had Druid's Worm. He targeted Druid's Worm and summoned a Dark. I said drop it, send the Druid's Worm, send Black up from hand. Negated the IP, the Mannequin Cat. What I forgot to do was Drew send a Sprint so that way he didn't deal with it. He had a set starter, summon Red. If I did it correctly, I could have gotten rid of Sprint and call Red. The last set card he had was Imperm. Even though, depending on where he hit me with Imperm, I could make a board of, because he had Rise to Full Highs. He said he would have banished it, target the thing I was going to send to Grave. That way I can't attack. But I can still go to Battle Phase, Zealantis, commit war crimes of nuking the board with Blitzkrieg with Zealantis, while co-wings and stuff like that. And because of that, it's like, even though I was like in a weird spot, Black Goat and Main's not bad for the sake of I can send his off a Padilla Belisar as well, going first. Going second is also really good. I can set when I was talking to Brandon Moore up in local, shout out to him. Foolish Berry Goods, send Black Goat. I can call one of the problematic cards on my field going second. I can banish it, call Apple, Desiree, IP even. That way it's like, well, that's a 1-for-1 at that point, which is really nice. Or I can draw 1 or search 1 if I really need to, depending on the certain moments. Now we go on to the boring part of the game, where it's for probably about 20-ish hand traps. I don't even know how many of this is anymore. Let's do some counting. Magnum Abyssal, Magnum Druid's Abyssal. Jesus Christ, I cannot speak today. Well, it's normal. because of this, like, because we were in a format with a bunch of whites, being a format which is just a bunch of engravers out there. There's also U-Bell where you can just hit U-Bell engrave, so that way you put them on. Like, I don't want to make Phantasmal. It's really insane. These things are just so crazy. I can see this being hit to 1 for the power it does by itself as well. This thing is already enough of a war crime by himself. Peak the QCR. I've spent way too much money in this card game, as you can tell right here already. Really good card. The only thing is, I might go into more so Nish's build where he played Moltres in main. That way, you're both good both ways. And this thing is what one of our better local players has said. This is just doesn't trade as well into triple attack talents, which is I completely agree with, because it doesn't do as much work as it used to. Because like we're in a form where they will just make Hita. Or it's like, well, it didn't matter anyway. To the point, like, yeah, I might be willing to side this, or maybe not even play it, but I think I would side it more. Let's see. Let's go into my credit card debt with Imperms. Always a good card. We don't want to play in the talents as badly, and it's just so good, especially going second. So it's a good card going first and second. I'm a big fan of Ghost Ogre. Stop IP, stop Apo, stop Desiree. He is a guy who does well first and second, but honestly, I like him more as a go second card because of what he can do into the end board is always amazing. So that he will stop things. Failures are always good. It mostly depends on the hand because it by itself is not going to do enough. And if I have to, depending on the end board is, I can't use during my turn, so I don't like it as much as let's say Imperm, where it's always flexible. Nibs are decent in this format. It always depends like who's he's friend with, because he's not going to do enough work by himself, but he will do a wee bit with a friend, of course, for what he can do. And let's see, how many hand traps do I play in this deck? Of 44 cards. And at least 41 of it is honestly more so main engine. Let's see. 3, 6, 8, 11, 14, 17 hand traps alone. What I would probably do is turn these into Mulch Armies. Turn one of these into there's just some other things. Other things are going to do main drop with main talents. That way I'm just good going first, go second. I have talents for the try to hand trap me, and we just going to play that fun game. Or I have a drop with as well, and just tell him to come. All right, cool. Here's another mystery card that's going to have fun with. Or if you try to drop it what I'm trying to do, I'm just going to drop them back then. The deck is insane for what the power it has right now, and it's going to be gone soon or no, because it's August 10th right now as we're recording this. Extra deck wise, it's basically standard. It's some nuance of how you want to do it. There's anima, like obviously staple. I want to get this QCR, but I don't want to spend that money. I want an ulti before it gets hit. Really stupid good. Oh, this is a little bit of long order, but it's either way the same thing. Staple. Not necessary staple. Because this is what the normal Fire King, not Snake Eye stuff would do. I've been playing way too much Fire King, I think. Just always good. Also, like I said, if you have Foolish Spirit Goods, they imperm your Ash, and Whistle card's just You can go Anima, and then just go send the OSS, and he's always just good. Main one combos. Obviously, great MPs. Really super good. Really good at the Ash move our play against Tenpai. Really super good, especially because of this deck alone. This thing needs to be hit. This is way too insane for what it can do. It's like easily the most two hittable things in this deck for generic wise is these because of what the power they bring to the table. You can also play Selene Access Code. I'm more fan of this right now because like this is just gonna be good overall. Wow, Selene, I've been able to play with Selene without some lines. Like it just like free ball it a little bit more, but it's like I do miss Selene every now and then I play this deck. But the fact that this is like Nightmare Phoenix, where it protects Appaloosa from being destroyed by battle, because it basically says I'm going to blow up your stuff before you attack my Appo, just because your monster is bigger than mine, is not going to be protected enough. It also makes them waste their battle phase because of that, because they have to threaten it at that point if they try, or they got to try and out it somehow. It heavily depends, but it's like you gotta pick your battles in the end overall, because like it's either these or Selene Access Code, and I think both are fair options at that point. So we're going to this area here. I'm 50-50 on this, but it does help in certain scenarios. It can also turn some niche end boards into better end boards at least. Because like if you have just Engraver Stride, this does help out a lot because you can end with some as a different way. The German Moon, essential, must be German. And then we go into Requiem. Shout out to my friend and backpack vendor, Dragon545. He gave me this free because I do a lot of work with him, and I gotta say, best benefit I got, even for my own job. Squincher staple, Wackerma, Desiree. I wasn't making this a lot prior. I made a lot more today because I was like, when I was playing Game Freak and Sprite Fiendsmith, I just held on to him, equipped for Sequentia, and just let everything else go off first, just in case of talent, just in case of anything else. Because like he's just insane. Beatrice is really ignorant. I can also do some end boards by sending Rockwell going first. I didn't really do anything today because like I stopped making anything else other than Beatrice without game 2 free side deck end boards was as good, but it's always an option nonetheless for what it can do. Made this card get banned as well because like this is just all more or less just generic side deck. Free Mulch Armies, insane. I'm going to main these now, I think. Even if I go first, okay, cool. They're going to be far from Diabellstar. I don't care. Phantasmes, really good. I got cooked by this card so much against the Ubel Fiendsmith player. Apparently, I beat him when I was playing Pearly last year. And then he had to play 4 regionals. So I was like, he got his revenge. But this card is crazy. You can pair everything up with Nibiru as well. Give me one second. You can play what he did to me when I made Moon and I had an Oak on board still or anything like that. The problem became when I summoned Moon, Fantastic Chimic 1, I had no response. Nibiru, he attributed my whole board. Summoned Tasmi, drew 1 card, didn't have to put anything back. No Mulligan. It was just a free upstart at that point. It was insane. This thing helps a lot with Molotron as well for the sake of mulliganing your hand to something better. I had a game, Locals DS Wednesday, where I had double Phantasmi. It gave me a lot of power because I drew Ogre and a starter, and I put back the second Phantasmi. I was playing 3 at the time, but I think 2 is just better because I don't want to see too many of it. But at least I can put 1 back if I draw both. Drop it, crazy card, always good. It helps me play around to set imperm or any face-up target negates. That's not like call by or anything like that. Just crazy. Generic backward removal is Cosmics. Always good to have. I like this more than I do Lightning Storm, Feather Duster. Just because of the fact that like I can at least play this going first. Because I side this a lot going first. I especially love playing this thing going first against Ubel Fiendsmith. Because I am tired of Nightmare Throne. I am tired of Agripane. Because if I get that with this, it's a 1-for-1 trade-off. And it's like, try again. Let's put this here. The Holy Trinity of why Beatrice should be banned again. The fact that Angel can literally set Black Goat, D-Barrier, DDG, depending on a matchup. DG is just good against the mirror because I'm like, I'm not going to let you play. I already did. I want to go again, though. DG is just good against Tenpai. It's also good against Gimmick Puppets when I was playing going first. I set the DDG, the D-Barrier against them, and it's like, alright. Like, he was not having fun after that. Last card, I did side to Fucho. Of all days, every time I play against Tenpai against locals, I didn't side Fucho because I didn't have him on my side at the time. I side the Fucho now. No Tenpais. The absolute timing. It's like, all right. Shout outs. I want to shout out Brandon Moore for helping me out a lot, especially late in the day yesterday because he helped me fix up my list. It helped me give me insight of what I should do. Also, a lot of talk during the tournament was always nice. My friend Cole across because he has helped me a lot. I also drive his ass everywhere. But hey, I always enjoy it. Quentin, Terrence Smith, always good to hang out with you buds. Oscar Hernandez, always good to like talk to. Dakota Winter, because I've been testing with him a lot. Because like he's giving me like a lot of tips back and forth, like how we can play or any ideas kind of thing. And basically almost anybody I know on gaming. All right, peace.
Today I got top 8 at my local OTS championship at No Limit Gaming, playing Tenpai Dragons. For my main engine, I'm playing 3 Pydra, 3 Chandra, 2 Genroku, a Fadra, and a Magnemite. And then for the spells of the main engine, I'm playing Terraforming, 3 Summoning, 3 Kaiman. My hand trap lineup today was 3 Shifter, 3 Molcharmi Perulia, and 3 Imperm. All of these cards are insane, but these are the most impactful, especially in this current meta. And then for the rest of my spells, I'm running 3 Prosperity for consistency, 3 Droplet, 3 Regeki, 2 Lightning Storm, a Feather Duster, a Talent, and a Thrust. I ended up siding out the second Lightning Storm a lot, but it was also really nice. These two were good against certain decks, but not good against others. But like Prosperity's always got a good spot to help you get through whatever you need. For my extra deck, playing Trident Dragon, 2 Transcendent, 2 Bident, a Meteor Burst, Samurai Destroyer, a Quibelt, a Moonlight, and a Black Rose. Moonlight didn't come up, but I also didn't go against any U-Bells today. Same with Samurai Destroyer. Everything else came up quite a bit. Meteor Burst was actually really helpful against Melodious. And for the Synchros, I'm playing a Hieratic Seal, a Hida, a Promethean Princess, a Raging Phoenix, and a Zelantis. These two suck, but if you're not playing SP, you kind of have to. This should be a Guardian, or this should be a Firecat, and this should be an SP. For my side deck, I'm playing a Baldrake, a Druisworm, 2 Ogre, 3 Dogwood, a Quackeye Mirror Draco, 3 Nibiru, 3 Cosmic, and a Rivalry. All of these cards came up. The worst one I'd probably say is Nibiru, just because it didn't do as much as I thought it would.